There's a number of reasons. The first, obviously, is the opportunity to save money and to reduce some of the impact on our budgets. The other thing, though, is it really is the right thing to do for the taxpayers as well, because it creates a little bit more competition, and again, it reduces the burden on the taxpayer from a financial perspective. The other thing is, to my mind, it really helps us prevent vendor lock-in, which is a huge problem given the way we used to do business. So the ability to have the open standards and open source compliance just works in a lot of different ways in our favor. Well, there's a couple that we're doing in CBP. So one of them is we've created a common infrastructure platform for our entry into cloud services. And what we did is we based that on the tenet that it had to be open standards based. It had to use open source software to manage it to reduce the cost. And it had to be vendor agnostic and based on industry best practices for highly available, highly scalable infrastructure. And that's actually turning out very well for us, because we have a number of vendor consortiums coming together to bid on these environments, and they're all working together to make sure they integrate via open standards, which is beautiful. And they're very high speed, very cost effective environments. Another one that we're actually championing is with regards to the Advanced Message Queuing Protocol, which is an open standard. And we're hoping to replace our current proprietary legacy messaging infrastructure, which represents the potential for significant cost savings for us over the next 3 to 5 years. So we're really excited about that as well. I see a lot more adoption occurring a lot quicker, and I think the trend for that is just all of us are facing fairly significant budget cuts, and those are going to be ongoing for quite a while. So I definitely see a greater advance in adoption. There's a couple of things. One, open source is a different business model, so you have to understand that and you have to plan for that. An example would be, are you going to be able to contribute back where you have the ability to do that? And if not, how else can you support the open source community as a part of what you're doing? The other thing is that to be aware that there's not necessarily support or maintenance for it. So you have to seek out a vendor who can help you provide that, because that is going to be a requirement for any enterprise class application. And the third thing, of course, is don't be afraid to get involved with the open standards community. So there are standards bodies out there that are ensuring that open source continues to evolve. I really recommend getting involved in those bodies and ensuring that open source continues to evolve in a way that meets your particular agency's mission requirements and needs.